The roar hits him like a wave. 1,000 voices, maybe more, screaming his name, chanting it, turning it into something larger than a name, into a sound, a force, a declaration. Lee, Hong Kong, March 29, 1958. The St. Francis Xavier Gymnasium. The air is thick with cigarette smoke, and the smell of bodies pressed too close. The overhead lights flicker, casting shadows that dance across the canvas like spirits. Bruce Lee stands in the center of the ring. He is 17 years old, 130 pounds. His chest heaves beneath a sweat-soaked undershirt. His knuckles are raw, split in 2 places, wrapped in tape that has turned pink with blood. His left eye is swelling. His ribs ache where Gary Elms landed that hook in the second round. None of it matters, because Gary Elms is on the canvas, face down, not moving. The referee counts. 7, 8, 9, 10. The bell rings, and the gymnasium explodes. I won. The thought rises slowly, almost foreign. I actually won. The Hong Kong Interschool Boxing Championship. 3 fights in 1 night. 3 opponents, each one bigger, older, more experienced. And now, 3 bodies left behind in his wake. A man in a gray suit climbs into the ring. He carries something, leather and brass, polished until it gleams. The championship belt. Bruce Lee watches as it approaches. His heart is pounding, not from exhaustion, from something else. Something he has never felt before. This is proof, he thinks. Proof that I am not nothing. Proof that I exist. The man wraps the belt around his waist. It is heavier than he expected. The leather is cool against his burning skin. The brass buckle catches the light and throws it back into the crowd. The roar grows louder. His father is somewhere in that crowd. His mother. For the first time in his life, he has given them something to be proud of. Not trouble. Not street fights. Not police visits. A real victory. He raises his fist. The crowd screams. And then, a different sound. Cutting through the noise like a blade through silk. High, sharp, desperate. A scream. Not from the crowd. Not from the ring. From somewhere else. Somewhere outside. Somewhere in the darkness beyond the gymnasium walls. Bruce Lee's fist freezes in the air. His eyes shift, not toward the crowd, not toward the cameras, but toward the exit. A metal door, slightly ajar. A sliver of black night, visible through the gap. No one else hears it. The music is too loud. The celebration is too wild. 1,000 people are chanting his name, and not one of them notices the sound of someone dying. But he hears it. He hears it, the way a wolf hears a rabbit's heartbeat in the snow. Some sounds are not heard with the ears. They are heard with something deeper. Help me. The scream comes again, weaker this time, fading. Someone help me. Bruce Lee looks down at the belt around his waist. Leather and brass, proof that he exists. The only trophy he has ever won. Then he looks at the door. The crowd is still chanting. The cameras are still flashing. His father is still somewhere in that sea of faces, smiling. Bruce Lee steps through the ropes. He drops to the gymnasium floor. He walks toward the door. No one tries to stop him. They think he is going to the bathroom. They think he needs air. They think he will be back in a minute. He will not be back. He pushes the door open. The night swallows him. The cold air hits his face, and the screaming grows louder. The alley smells like rotting vegetables and urine. Bruce Lee stops at the entrance. His eyes adjust to the darkness. The gymnasium's glow barely reaches here, just enough to turn shadows into shapes. 3 men, standing in a half circle, their backs to him. And on the ground, a 4th figure, lying, twitching. Bruce Lee moves closer, silent. His bare feet make no sound on the wet concrete. Now he sees. The man on the ground is old. 50, maybe 60. A schoolteacher's suit, worn at the elbows, patched at the knees. His glasses lie shattered beside his head. His face is ash gray. His lips are blue. His hand clutches his chest, fingers digging into fabric. He is barely breathing. Each breath is a wet, rattling sound from somewhere deep in his collapsing lungs. The 3 men are not helping him. They are robbing him. One pulls a ring from the old man's finger, twisting it over the knuckle, ignoring the moan of pain. Another removes a watch from his wrist. The third is going through his pockets, pulling out a thin wallet, counting the bills inside. They are picking him clean, Bruce Lee thinks, like vultures on a carcass, except this carcass is still alive. He steps into the alley. His shadow falls across them. The thieves turn. 3 faces, rough, scarred, hungry, the kind of faces that belong to men who have nothing left to lose. They see a boy, 17, skinny, shirtless, except for a sweat-soaked undershirt. Then they see the belt, leather and brass, gleaming even in the darkness, worth more than everything in the old man's pockets combined. The leader grins. His teeth are yellow. His eyes are dead. "Nice belt, kid. Hand it over." Bruce Lee does not move. His mind is racing, calculating. He knows he can take them. 3 men, 30 seconds, maybe less. He has fought worse odds in the streets of Kowloon, but then he hears it. The old man's breathing changes. The rattle becomes a whisper. The whisper becomes silence. He is dying. Right now, every second I spend fighting is a second he spends dying. Bruce Lee's fists clench. Every muscle in his body screams to attack, to punish, to destroy these vultures and scatter them like leaves in a storm. But the old man's chest is no longer rising. If I fight, he dies. If I give them what they want, I might save him. But the belt is everything. The belt is proof. The belt is. The thought stops. The belt is leather. The belt is metal. The belt is nothing. A man's life is everything. His hands move to his waist. His fingers find the buckle. The leather slides through his grip, smooth, cool, heavy with the weight of his only victory. He throws it at their feet. Take it and go. The thieves look at each other, confused. They expected a fight. They expected begging. They did not expect surrender. The leader snatches the belt. He runs his fingers over the brass. He laughs a short, ugly sound. Smart kid. They run. Their footsteps echo off the walls, growing fainter, disappearing into the night, taking with them the only proof that Bruce Lee ever won anything. He does not watch them go. He is already on his knees, already pressing his hands to the old man's chest, already counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The old man's eyes are closed. His lips are still blue. His heart has stopped. "You will not die," Bruce Lee thinks. "Not tonight. Not in this alley. I did not give up everything for you to die." He presses harder. Bruce Lee has never saved a life before. He has taken beatings. He has given them. But this is different. This is not destruction. This is creation. And he does not know if he is strong enough. His hands press against the old man's chest. The ribs feel fragile beneath his palms, like the bones of a bird, ready to snap at the slightest pressure. How hard do I push? Too soft, and his heart will not restart. Too hard, and I will kill him myself. He remembers something. A conversation with Ip Man, his Wing Chun master, years ago. They were not talking about fighting. They were talking about breathing. Qi is not magic, the old man had said. Qi is breath. Qi is intention. It is the decision to push life into a place where death has settled. Bruce Lee breathes in. He pushes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The old man's body jerks with each compression. His head lolls to the side. His eyes remain closed. His lips remain blue. Come back to me. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, nothing. Bruce Lee tilts the man's head back. He pinches the nose. He seals his mouth over the stranger's lips, tasting blood, tasting fear, tasting the sourness of a body shutting down, and forces air into lungs that do not want it. The chest rises, falls. Nothing. You do not get to die. I did not sacrifice my only victory for you to die in an alley. You have a family. You have students. You have a life that matters. Come back. His arms are burning. Sweat drips from his forehead onto the man's face, mixing with the rain. He has fought 3 boxing matches tonight, and none of them left him this exhausted. 1 minute passes, then 2. His rhythm becomes mechanical. Push, 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 breathe, push, 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 breathe. I will not stop. I will do this until my arms break. I will do this until my heart gives out. I will not let you go. And then, a sound, small, wet, a cough. The old man's chest rises on its own. Once, twice. His eyelids flutter. His fingers twitch. Another cough. Deeper this time. His body convulses. Once, twice. And then his eyes open. They are confused, terrified, swimming in a fog of pain and disbelief. They search the darkness, finding nothing familiar, until they land on the face hovering above them. A boy, 17, drenched in sweat and rain, shaking, but alive. So alive. Who? The old man's voice is a whisper, a thread. Who are you? Bruce Lee sits back on his heels. His arms fall to his sides. He cannot feel them anymore. He is not sure he can stand, but he tries. His legs shake. His knees threaten to buckle. He rises anyway. The old man reaches out, a trembling hand, grasping at air. Please, your name. I must know your name. Bruce Lee looks down at him. This stranger, this schoolteacher, This man, whose heart he has just restarted, with nothing but his hands and his will. He could tell him. He could say his name and become a hero. He could turn this moment into a story that would follow him forever. But something stops him. If I tell him, this becomes about me. It becomes about my sacrifice, my glory. But it was never about me. It was about him. The moment I claim it, I steal something from this night. No one, Bruce Lee says. His voice is quiet, steady, just someone who was passing by. He turns. He walks toward the mouth of the alley. The rain is falling harder now, washing the sweat from his skin, washing the night from his body. He does not look back. Bruce Lee never told anyone. Not that night, when he returned home with mud on his knees and emptiness around his waist. Not the next morning, when his father asked where the belt was. Not years later, when journalists asked about his greatest victories. He simply never spoke of it. Belts, he once said in an interview. Belts are for holding up pants. Everyone laughed. No one understood. His father assumed the belt was stolen. His friends assumed he lost it. Everyone had a theory. Everyone was wrong, and Bruce Lee let them be wrong. Why? There is a concept in Taoist philosophy called Wu Wei. Some call it non-action. Others call it effortless effort. But the truest translation is this: to act without the need for recognition, to do what is right, because it is right. The highest virtue is invisible. Bruce Lee once wrote in his journal, "The moment you point at it, it disappears. The moment you name it, it becomes something else." He understood something that most people never learn, that some acts are so pure, so complete, that speaking of them diminishes them. The telling becomes a taking. The story becomes a theft. So he said nothing. For 15 years, through his rise to fame, through Enter the Dragon, through becoming the most recognizable face in the world, he carried that night in his chest like a secret heartbeat, and he let it stay there unspoken, untouched, unnamed. The man he saved was named Chen Weilin. He was a school teacher, mathematics. He taught at a small school in Kowloon. After that night, he lived for 34 more years. He married. He raised 3 children. He watched them graduate, have children of their own. He retired with a small pension and a garden full of orchids. But he never forgot. Every year, on March 29th, he would light a candle. He would sit in silence. And he would think about the boy whose face he barely saw, whose name he never learned, who knelt in the mud and pushed life back into his chest. He searched for years. He visited hospitals, police stations, boxing gyms. He described the boy, young, strong, a champion's belt around his waist, but no one could help him. The boy had vanished like smoke. Then, on July 20th, 1973, Chen Weilin opened his morning newspaper. The headline hit him like a fist. Bruce Lee dead at 32. Beneath the words, a photograph, a face, eyes that held something fierce and something gentle all at once. Chen Weilin stared at that photograph for a long time. He knew those eyes. He had seen them once before, hovering above him in the darkness, filled with determination, refusing to let him die. The boy who saved him had become the dragon who changed the world, and he had never once spoken of that night, never claimed credit, never sought glory. He had simply let it go. Chen Weilin wept, not because a legend had died, but because he finally understood the size of the gift he had been given and the size of the man who gave it. The belt was never found, the legend never spoke, but the teacher lived. He lived for 34 more years, and in those years he touched thousands of lives, students who became doctors, engineers, parents, dreamers, all because a 17-year-old boy chose a stranger's heartbeat over his own glory. Some victories are measured in leather and brass, others are measured in years. Bruce Lee chose years, and that is why he never spoke about it.